Dynamite! How's it going, all you guys and girls in the Illumination? Time to jump aboard the Loon Train. It's me, JJD, JJ the Illuminator here, the sweet one. Also known by almost countless other aliases and nicknames, but we won't get into that right now. All these little gnats all over the place. Double standards. I deal with them all the time at work. I hate them. Not just at work, but that seems to be the biggest problem where it seems like they are. These double standards, it makes working unfair. Yeah, wherever did they say life was fair? Wherever did they say work should be fair? But the thing is, if you are going to, if someone's going to get in trouble for taking a long break, and someone else took a long break at the same time and they don't get in trouble, then there's a problem. Especially if they were taking a break together. You know, if the supper break is a half hour and one person gets in trouble for taking 40 minutes and the other person doesn't, there's a problem. That's a double standard. You know, if one guy is 5 minutes late and consistently gets written up, and another guy is 5 minutes late all the time and never gets written up, that's a double standard. And nothing seems to happen about it. I was part of the union. I'm still in the union, of course, but I was a steward for years. I was on the executive board. I have turned my back on all that because of the way situations are. You end up with, and I love unions. Don't get me wrong, I am a union man. But where I am, the unions have gotten so weak that when you try to be strong, they look at you like, what are you, crazy? That's going to take work. Or everyone wants you to do the work for them. Or you go through all of this paperwork and nothing happens. And this is why I got frustrated. But it's the same thing with, you know, the bosses doing what they want, and you go to the union and nothing happens. And then they kind of avoid you. And then when they just stop answering your calls and your emails and your texts, and you go higher than them, then all of a sudden you're a troublemaker. All I want these people to do is do their jobs. As a steward, I did my job. Someone had a problem, I went over, I drove over to where they were. On my shift, I was a steward on my shift for my department. I drove to where they were, you know, call the boss, say I gotta go on union business. Call the boss, go do my union business, go to where they are, find out the problem they have. Half the time it was just griping. They didn't have any leg to stand on, there was no backbone there. But when it was a legitimate thing, I draw up the paperwork. Half the time they wouldn't want to sign it. They'd say, well, you're the steward, you sign it. I say, yeah, I am going to sign it as a steward, but you're the one that brought it to my attention, and you're the one that's actually grieving it, so you're going to put your name on it. They wouldn't do it half the time. So you go through all this trouble, and only 25% of the time, you get somebody that's willing to do something about it. When I say on their end, to actually want to follow through, rather. And even when you do follow through with all that, nothing would happen. You'd end up losing. Or, oh no, that's a gray area. I hate gray areas. I really do. When it comes to unions and contracts, I hate gray areas. It should be black or white, one way or the other. That's what I firmly believe. Everyone wants me to run for union president. And I really would if I wasn't second shift, because most of my shifts are second shift. I would have to be doing so much more during the day that I'd be busy 16 hours a day, and I really don't want that right now in my life. I'm busy enough. I really am. I'm busy enough. But things would change. If I was union president, things would change. Because certain things have to get done. They have to be followed through. In a time where unions are getting dissolved everywhere, it's just, I hate it. I hate these double standards. Know anything about double standards? Put your comments below. Thanks for listening. I'm off to the races. I love you all. This is the Illuminator, and I'll be back.
Oh, this food reminds me of Moogie. I want my Moogie.